A new drama. 2814 betray their ally in KVK 3. Is betraying an ally acceptable in Rise of Kingdoms? Well, you guys let me know. Hey guys, I want to do a quick shout out to the players who supports our channel. We got Shy Cakes here who recently just became a member. She has the highest tier membership right now, which is the Shin Gang level 4. Thank you for supporting us, Shy Cakes. Now, we have other players in here who has Shin Gang level 1. And we also have Shin Army. Chuck Choi has a Shin Army, but Chuck Choi actually gave out 20 free Shin Gang level 1 during our live stream. So thank you to Chuck Choi. And we also have some of our long-term members in here. For 1 month, Echin Adlijon, hopefully I said that correctly. 3 months, Lord Teteng. 5 months, Melissa Davy. 2 months, Ploto Gaming. By the way, Ploto and Teteng are content creators. Teteng is on Facebook. Ploto will be on YouTube. We also have 16 months from Orang Utan. And then we also have Dale Slater, who has 13 months now in our channel. That is awesome. So if you guys want to support us more, you guys can definitely upgrade to our higher level of Shin Gang. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for supporting our channel. Now, our latest super chat in here, I want to give a shout out to Elena, who is our latest super chat from our Uno Mobile community. Justin, who is Yoda808, the #1 player in Rise of Kingdoms right now, also is a regular super chatter in our channel. So I want to say thank you so much to Justin in here. And Cherry, thank you for the super chat as well. Abdabees, Block, and more Justin in here. Thank you so much. And as well as Hihara, which is a content creator for Rise of Kingdoms. Thank you guys so much for supporting our channel. It means a lot to me. In today's video, we're going to talk about the betrayal that is happening in this KVK. We have a special guest. I'm going to introduce him a little bit here. In this screen, as you can see, a message from Bill Kong, actually a post in the Rise of Kingdoms group. It says that there is rumor about 2814 King receives money from Big Whale. Who is this Big Whale? We assume this is Nephisto. This is an allegation. This is not something that has a proof yet. It says here, what? Who is that whale? Is that 1 billion power man? In my opinion, I feel like when I'm reading this, it's a little bit of bitterness in here. But again, there is no proof that there is a payment done to pay the king. It's an allegation. So it says here, who wants to be in 2814 ally in Season of Conquest? Please let me know. But one thing I can see is that 2814 did betray their ally in their KVK3 Light and Darkness. So today we have a special guest. He is called Laxist Gaming, or you can call him Laxist. He has a YouTube channel, as you can see in here. He also provides information about the current status of what is happening here in their KVK. So he is on the 2805 Kingdom. Today he's going to give us his opinion without bias and details of what is happening in this current drama. So if you want to see more details as well, or you want to know more about it, you guys can message him directly, subscribe to his channel, and follow him. So today, Laxis Gaming, hello, how are you doing?
Hey man, good. How's it going?
Good. So today we're gonna first, touch the topic of Nephisto, because Nephisto is here in the KVK, and they are your opponents in 2831. So I want to know, what is going on? I mean, there's some allegations, no proof yet. And I've even heard that there's also rumors about him sending money to a woman in 2814, potentially maybe dating. I mean, dating in Rise of Kingdoms is not common. We've seen this. Things do develop in Rise of Kingdoms. But these are all, rumors. There's no concrete proof. What is your, knowledge about all of these right now?
Yeah, definitely. So Nephisto, he's an interesting character. You don't know who you're actually talking to when you message Nephisto.
Okay.
From what I've heard, he has like 5 different people that log into his account, maybe even more.
Okay.
So it could be that one of the people that log into his account made friends with someone in 14. It could be a female, could not be. And they made a deal. That's some rumors we're hearing. If that's true or not, I don't actually know. But just from seeing what the person that plays on Nephisto's account says, they seem like, pretty narcissist, using their power to bully everyone and then putting up a god persona, you know.
What example? Like, what have they what have they said that
They
you recall?
they spam chicken, they spam that they're gonna cut up the rabbit and like eat us all, that just no one's a match for Nephisto and all that stuff. But that being said, who knows who's actually playing on his account at that time.
Okay, that makes sense. Sounds kind of not adult way of dealing things, I should say.
Exactly. It sounds like someone immature that's not really an adult is playing on his account and is having a ego while playing, if you'd say.
So, before all this happened, we need to take a step back, right? Before all the betrayals have happened. And we also have screenshots, and he's going to guide us. Lexus is going to guide us with the screenshots in here to explain this as well. But before everything happens in Kingsland, I know you have a back information in here. Provide us this.
Yeah, so O5 and their allies, they all had some talks about rewards and everything. 14, 27. So it's the green camp, let me see, green,
Mm-hmm.
yellow, and pink,
Mm-hmm.
and red. We're all allies.
Mm-hmm.
So we had some talks that we're going to split up rewards. O5 was going to get Ziggurat and get the star, and then give a majority of the rewards to the rest of the people, and base it off of, DKP and a scanning system in this game. So you
Okay.
can see the top players. O5 wanted to do a top 1,000. O5 is a big kingdom. They wanted to do top 1,000. Everyone else said no, and then they ended up agreeing on top 500.
Okay.
Okay, and then they had some back and forth with 2814. 2814 wanted to use a different program. They didn't want to share it. They didn't want to use the same program or the same formula to figure out DKP. They had their own formula and their own point system.
Okay.
So it could have been a language barrier between the two. It could have been translation issues, but they could not agree on that for the life of them. 14 said absolutely not. O5 came and said, hey, you could use ours. We could, show it with everyone. Everyone could do the same scan. And 14 says, no, we want to use our own and show our own. Why would we all use the same one? It's not accurate. So pretty much they weren't agreeing on that, which I think, if you want everything to be fair, if you want it non-biased, you should all use the same one, whether it be 14s or whether
Mm-hmm.
it be O5s, because that's fair. Everyone gets the same information, everyone can see it, everyone has access to it.
Yeah.
But 14 did not agree to that. They wanted to use their own, and they said, no, we have our own setup and stuff like that.
So this is all before Kingslands, before
This
past.
this is before Kingsland. Yeah, all
Okay.
this talks was before Kingsland.
All right. So I know we have screenshots. Are we referring to them yet or no?
Yeah, I think you can see some of them in the screenshots. You can see where Iris is the king of 14.
All right. So we got the screenshot here from Iris. This is a player. Looks like a whale.
He is the king of 2814, I
King of
believe.
2014. He says here, I don't agree to consider O5's bot as official. No bot is official. Okay. Any data
Yeah.
from different bots will make the data more accurate, and we will agree on the data. All
So
right.
he's saying that he doesn't see ours as official, that, they're disagreeing to it. And
Yeah.
then if you scroll down to the next image, Tram will say, to the next screenshot, Tram will say, if we agree on the formula and can directly access it, there's no real need to compare. This is why our bot should be the official go off of.
Okay.
And then comparing is more work. Knowing for sure what formula used is guaranteed. So basically saying we want to know what formula is used for sure, right? Because each kingdom, if they have their own, they could use different formulas to figure out DKP, and they can adjust it or do whatever, right? Like we could have done that, they could do that. Not saying that is what they're going to do, but it's just to ensure everyone gets the same formula and the same stats.
So here's my concern about this, or bothering me right now. I mean, DKP is basically all based on kills and death. Am I right?
Kills and deads,
Yeah.
yes.
That's all of it, right? You can change formulas, but
You
I
can
mean, what
change the point worth.
you can change the point where yes, but if you
Yes.
have high kills, high deaths, I mean, I mean, if somebody's exponentially like really predominant on the stats, then that's pretty much who's gonna win. I mean, I
Exactly.
think this is such a little thing to uh argue about.
I guess so I don't know what happened, okay? KVK won, I guess 2814 attacked their allies
Mm-hmm.
because 2814 went back and said, "Oh no, look, we have higher stats with the DKP. We should get the star." And they started fighting their allies in KVK 1. This is what was brought to me by someone that was their allies in KVK 1.
I see. So they have a
So
history of betraying.
yes,
Maybe they're trying to manipulate the system to focus onto their favor.
someone in 2815 told me that they started attacking them and were trying to take the star and go back on what was said and try to bring up stats and all this stuff after they secured Kingsland. Now, if that's true or not, I don't know, but that's what people from 2815 were saying. And
Okay,
people from 2814 said, no, it happened in a different way, but they confirmed that betrayal between the two happened in KVK 1.
I see. But still, though, whoever launched that attack is the one who really betrayed it, in my opinion. But anyway, let's get back
Yes,
into
yes,
this.
yes.
Let's get back into the screenshot. Top 1,000 was agreed upon to scan, or I think no.
No, top 500. I think
Okay.
they wanted to do top 1000. So 28, 27, and 09. They're like, okay, top 1000. You know, you guys do have a lot more members. You have a lot more people fighting. You shouldn't discredit that. For whatever reason, that's the number they picked. I'm not a part of the council, so I don't know that. But they agreed on 500. Top 500 was for sure.
Okay. Let's move on to this next screenshot. I am going to give my opinion here about the top 500, top 1,000. In my opinion, it's a kingdom-based reward. So everyone that is fighting should be the one, everyone should be recognized, not just only the select few. So if your kingdom is not as predominantly abundant, then I'm sorry, because, you can't just like base it on the top players. There's a lot of population, there's a lot of players in the kingdom, so you have to. I know if it was me, I'll probably do the top 1,000 as well, or as much as I can, because that's the active players that are
Yeah.
fighting.
Yeah, and I get that's why our council picked top 1000, and I get they didn't agree with that. But all this discussion was about was for the star. This is star specific.
Yeah.
This isn't we're going to get a bunch of extra circles, we're going to get a bunch of extra herons, stuff like that. This is star specific. So 14 was still going to get more gold head and stuff rewards, I guess. The list came out
Mm-hmm.
than 05, but 14 in the end all they care about is the star, and it shows because they betrayed two other kingdoms besides 05 for that.
Okay. All right. So the next screenshot here. Let's talk about this.
Yep. We need to. So it's just telling about the bot and outputs. They just keep debating that back and forth. Iris and them, Iris and Tram. So they're just talking about the bot and what you can do for the scans
Okay.
and how we can export the data so we can all get the data and see it and it's transparent.
So what I see is a lot from Tram is he's trying to find fair. I feel like he has a good intention on his messages in here.
Yeah, he's saying like if you intend for it to be fair, all kingdoms should have access to that.
Yeah.
And besides just you having access to your own and not sharing it.
Yep.
That's all. Yeah.
All right. The next screenshot. RK board
Yeah.
to scan the data, compare it with 14. Okay.
Yeah, so I guess they're just still debating about the scan. So that's the main issue is them talking about the scan and them not wanting us to allow all of our members to contribute towards the star reward.
So a lot of things I see here is about comparing results.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it seems
so-
like I see Tram saying no. So
Yeah, he's just not agreeing to not have access to 14 spot. That's all.
I see.
So that 14 doesn't want us to allow,
We want
allow
access to the
us.
bot as allies use. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so we're basically saying that. But
I
I will
just
say
uh-huh.
on O5's part, after all this discussion happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was some more drama that happened. I guess 14 disagreed to all that, and they started, O5 ended up saying no and kicking them out of the alliance chat. Now this is where O5 does something wrong and I don't agree with.
Okay.
O5 ends up saying, hey, look, the rewards are agreed upon. This is how it is. Stop making all these claims. And they kicked them out. Now, I don't think O5's council should have lost their cool and kicked them out, right? I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that's how you're supposed to work that out. Now, I
Yeah.
will say that is O5's fault for doing that. O5 should not have done that.
Mm.
But O5 did not say 14 is not going to get any rewards. They said you're still going to get your rewards and all that. So 14 is saying that since they got kicked out, they said, "Oh no, we're going to take the star now and we're going to betray you," pretty much.
One thing I also heard is that they even offered 14 to come back, I think, if they are going to be chill.
Yeah, they
So,
said, "Hey, if you respect us, you can come back." And then 14 said, I guess after fighting in Kingsland started, 14's like, oh, we tried to reach out. If you guys want us back, you didn't accept in time. So we decided to make
new
a deal
alliance.
with 31.
Is that true though? They tried to reach out to O5 or no?
So they said they messaged one person. I don't know if that's true or not, but you also have to you have to remember we're fighting in Kingsland. We're organizing a bunch of members. If you're messaging the main person organizing all the fighting, it's very hard to stop have a
Yeah.
conversation with you mid-fight in Kingsland.
Well, they
Just
should have
be
been reaching out before Kingsland.
Yes.
That is unacceptable. But okay, let's look at this next screenshot. It says something about 700, rank 700. I think O5 is trying to say that, we have a lot more players. We can't ignore these people. And then 14 is saying everyone scans data under equal condition. But, I mean, that's not equal, if, these players are not getting scanned. Um, and then I see O5 saying we need 4 alliances to be able to win Kingsland. In 14 says we have people in rank 400 too, but we want to scan top 300 only. It is equal. The first 300 people of each kingdom decide which kingdom is more worthy. I don't agree. This is kingdom based. It has to be the whole kingdom actually. If you really need to scan, every single active fighter should be scanned.
Yeah, and that's where I agree that everyone should be scanned, right? And yes, we are a bigger kingdom, but yes, we do have more members fighting. You can't just say, oh, just because they fought, it doesn't matter that you put up that much more effort and so forth. That's
Yeah,
why 14's trying to discredit and say that we're being unfair by doing this.
it's KVK. It's a whole kingdom. It's not like alliance versus alliance.
Yes, exactly.
So, moving into the next one in here. All right, 14 Iris message again. All right, what is he saying about he's been playing 4 years of Rise of Kingdoms, so he's been betraying allies for 4 years now? I don't know. Uh,
Yeah, so they're basically arguing about the top 1000 and saying that that's not fair. And that's their only argument point, right? Everything else has been fair, I guess, until discussions about scanning the top 1000.
now, I mean, I guess maybe they need to work on recruitment in their kingdom so they can have more players. You know, I feel like this is something that is subjective to the situation. Because I would say if they have like a lot of players, they'll say, "Oh, we want 1,000 players scan." I feel like it's a bit biased um, in the judgment in here for them as well.
Yeah, to another point, 960 used a bunch of farms, right, to fight their last KVK. That was
Uh huh.
super crazy. What if their allies said, no, your farms don't account? It doesn't matter. You sacrificed, millions of troops on farms. That doesn't matter for the ziggurat or anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what they're saying. That if we use farms and stuff to fill garrisons, fill flags, that doesn't matter. That's
Everything
not
counts.
contributing.
Everything
Exactly.
everything's
Yeah.
worth time to make. It's not it's not free. So we can see that Bunny 31 says there are some kingdoms scanned for top 1,000, especially big Imperium. So it seems like other kingdoms in here were agreeing on to O5 side.
Yes, so 30 or 27 and '09 both agreed, and then you know they're agreeing, but they're trying to compromise and say 500 just so 14 felt better.
Okay,
14 was the ones really stirring it and saying no, we don't agree with this.
let's see. All right, our last image here. Meeting summary.
So
So
this
rewards.
is from 27. So these are the notes that 27 took from the last meeting before Kingsland.
Okay, so explain this a little bit to me.
So these are the rewards. So first place gets final occupy, Zig, and 4 camps and 1 RCF.
Okay,
Second place gets first occupy, Zig, 2 circles, 4 herons, 4 camps, and 1 RCF.
so that's going to go for 14, right? The second place.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
So second place got first occupy. We got the final.
Yeah.
So
So
as you can see, though, they get more stuff. They get 2 circles, 4 herons, 4 camps, and 1 RCF.
So what I can see now is that they're probably going to take, the current situation now, right? They're probably going to take first and last capture.
Yeah, that's what I don't know. They said that they're saying now that they don't want the circle, but 31's or they don't want Ziggurat, but 31's also saying, "Oh, we didn't want Ziggurat either." So now they're trying to play it like, "Oh, that wasn't our intentions was to get Ziggurat."
Well,
But
if they don't want the Zig, they should not capture it at all. They should let
yeah, they should let 06 capture
06
it.
capture it. So let's see if they're lying. If they capture it, then they really wanted. It was a hidden agenda after all, I guess.
Yeah, because why else would they betray us if they didn't care about Ziggurat?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's a little bit schemy, in my opinion. All right.
Yeah.
Going back into this.
So then, yeah, it just goes over what everyone else gets. And as you can see, you get a lot of rewards. First place doesn't get a majority. They're just getting Ziggurat, but they're splitting up the circles, the herons, the camps, the RCS fairly between every single kingdom.
Yeah. I see principal, arrange, reward, KVK, DKP data, and then DKP formula is in here as well. That is written. 1 multiplier for T4, 2 multiplier for T5.
Yeah.
And then for T4, T5 deaths is multiplied by 5.
Yeah. And then, yeah, you don't count T1, T2, T3. And then last scan is at the end of Chronicle task. But 14 didn't agree. They said, no, the scan should be now, before Kingsland even opened up.
What? You're going to fight in Kingsland? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so they sent messages saying, "Oh, we should start the scan now" and all that stuff. So,
and that's who determines who gets Kingsland, the Zig.
I don't know if that's what they're basing it off of, but Naxer, their other king, was saying pretty much. Let me see if I can find the screenshot. They're saying, "Let's start the scan now. Let's go."
Okay, I feel like there's a lot of like tactics that they're using to favor their agenda, and maybe, yeah, that's all I can think of right now. Is really, yeah, okay, it's very interesting.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. And like I said, '05 did make a mistake kicking them out and not doing that, but I think that 14 ultimately is just using that as an excuse as why they betrayed 2 other kingdoms. Not just '05, they betrayed 2 other kingdoms in their allied camp. So,
Yep, they betrayed the pink one and the yellow one in here.
yes, they betrayed pink and yellow. And then 31 actually betrayed '04. So '04 is in 31's camp. 31 said '04 is not allowed in Kingsland.
Yep, they should have allowed them to come in because
They should have. I mean, if you're not, betraying, why not allow your,
Yeah, they dropped the ball in 04. And honestly, what surprised me is 04 should have attacked 31.
Yeah, I think
afraid.
04 should have too, but maybe '04 doesn't want a reputation like, hey, we attack our allies. Maybe they want to go into it like it is what it is. It happened. We got betrayed.
That would have been an acceptable move if they did attack.
Because I think it would have too. Yes.
It was 31 betraying them for not giving them more, like even access to farming ground. You're losing all that, you know, time in there. Maybe they just don't want to waste troops on it. Maybe it's like it's not, the reward ratio may not be beneficial for them. Maybe they're
Yeah,
smarter
04 is a little weaker, so I think it's just smart. They don't want to waste troops and they don't want to sacrifice their members on something like that.
because they fought against 14. That was
They
the
did
bogus.
fight against 14.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the bogus part. You fight against 14, and then you let 14 get in, which is so sketchy in my opinion.
Yeah, and actually 31 was getting pushed back pretty hard. If you can see the
Yeah,
earlier in KVK, 31 was down to like 3 flags left in Kingsland. And then all of a sudden 14 started attacking us. So we couldn't help them with 31. We had to defend ourselves from 06, which is purple or pink or
yeah.
purple,
I saw that when I
and
first streamed it.
14. Yeah. So we were getting attacked on 2 fronts. So we couldn't really help our allies 27. But now 31 saying, oh no, they dominated the whole Kingsland and they could have done it without 14. So I think that's pretty funny.
No, that is a lie because when I first watched the stream, when I first watched the game, I was streaming it, and I actually said that, oh, in a few hours, 31 is done, because you guys were really pushing them, and 31 didn't have a lot of land. They were very late on their take of the pass. They were swarming the pass, I believe, and they only had like 3 flags dropped, and they were out of territory. They didn't have a lot of territories. So yeah, I don't think that would have worked out without the help of 14. But the betrayal
Yeah.
is terrible. It sucks that you guys have to encounter it. Um, it's something that we shouldn't see. Now, in the betrayal aspect in here, all right, we're going to the topic of betrayal. Now, betrayal does happen in Rise of Kingdoms. We've seen that multiple times. I've encountered that as well, and now you're encountering this. What is your take in here? I'm gonna give my take in here. I think betrayal shouldn't really happen, even though it happens. Usually, what I've seen in the history of Rise of Kingdoms, which I've been playing this, since the beginning, typically these people who betray is usually the leadership, and if you are a part of that type of kingdom, you should probably evaluate if you are a player that wants to support, leaders that will betray other people, and maybe you fight alongside if you really support them, and maybe you can leave if you don't support that. um Most of the time when you move into the next KVK, your kingdom will get branded as a betrayal kingdom, and it's not just the leadership who will get branded for that one, it's also the members who gets branded for that one. So moving into next, I think you guys are going to go to Season of Conquest soon. The Season of Conquest will be so much harder, so much tougher, and that's going to be a bad reputation for kingdoms who does betrayal. All right, I got my spiel. Go ahead for yours.
Yeah, I think it's a bad look on 05 and 14, right? So if you're a part of a kingdom that betrays, you're either all in with your kingdom, you're all for it, or you're against it and you migrate out after KVK. Obviously you're not going to speak up during it because you don't want to get zeroed. You just want to, move on after it happens. So I think it stays with you. It stays. You have a big reputation in this game. Rise of Kingdoms is a big community game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So moving forward, I definitely think that anyone that betrays is going to get brandished as a betrayer, and it's going to be very hard for them to work with any kingdoms going forward. And I think betraying in a game like this just ruins experience for thousands of players. Ruins experience for a whole kingdom of 27. It ruins the experience for 04, 09, and us. So I don't think betraying should be anyone's tactic in this game. But with that being said, it is a war game at the end of the day, and it is a game. So take it at face value.
Exactly. Well, that's a good point there. Now, the current status, let's see. We definitely see 14 over the Zig, 31 not touching it. We can see 06 touching it. I did see that orange is not even touching it as well. And yellow is pretty much fighting against, I guess 06, right? They're fighting against 06. So they're burning
Yeah,
right
so
now. 09.
06 is burning 09. Yep.
Yeah. So what else can you add, into the current status right now, and maybe what have you have been hearing, and from your leadership, and maybe from other players who have reached out to you?
Yeah, current status is, definitely some people disagree with it, even in the winning kingdom. Some people have reached out and said it's not right,
Mm-hmm.
and some people are all for it. Just know that Kingsland isn't over yet. Ziggurat's not open yet. So things can develop within the next couple days. So maybe keep your eyes peeled on this.
I see.
And
Now,
I'll,
with this situation, 31, people were expecting them to really lose. They really benefited a lot from this situation.
yes, they really got saved by 14's betrayal. Nephisto and them, they would have lost. They are big trash talkers. But hey, if you want to claim this as a victory and you want to claim you're better than people, go ahead. All means, do what you want.
Do you have any positive or some remarks or negative remarks towards to, I mean, you've faced 20, 28, 31. What's your remarks to them besides
They
what you just
have,
said?
I'll say, 2831 has a lot of good members. I have no hard feelings towards them. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It is a video game. I'm not going to hate anyone, but I will say that claiming victory over, betrayal
Yeah,
is pretty low. So just don't do that.
I see. Anyway, so we've given you guys all these information in here. I'm sure there's going to be more information is going to be developed. And maybe once we have those information, we can do another collaboration. But in the meantime of that one, I'm sure Lexus will be making contents about this. So make sure to head on over to his channel, or you guys can actually just message Lexus as well and get a hold of some of those informations as well in here. So his current coordinates right now is right here, 556719 in this KVK. Lexus, thank you so much for providing us some of the information here. You got anything last word to say to your allies and enemies?
No, just hey, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me on here, guys. Like and subscribe to Shinchi. And yeah, be on the lookout for this KVK. It is not over yet. That's all I have to say.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I'll see you again next time.